You're listening to the Nerd to Know Media Network. Join us at nerdtoknowmedia.com.
Broadcasting from the Blanchistan Center, this is Phoenix FM.
The internet is a communications tool used the world over where people can come together to bitch about movies and share facts.
According to the Nerd Index, you should be upside down in a junior high toilet around the clock.
This is We'll do it live! Time goes in, time goes out. Never miscommunication.
It's over 9,000! My name is Foxy.
The balls are in there. Do a barrel roll. Don't faze me, bro. It's a trap. I'm a firing memory. Time to do. Hey, Charlie, wake up. Oh, God, oh, man.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Nerd to Know Basis here on Phoenix 92.5 FM. I am, as always, joined by our wonderful cast. We have Dara. How are you doing, Dara?
Ahoy.
Ahoy. And with us, we also have Katie. How are you doing, Katie?
Olo.
Olo. As we say down south, Olo. Hey, I think those fevers that are going around have really affected us.
I got a fever.
I think,
and there's only one cure. More cowbell.
More cowbell.
How is everyone doing with this whole freshers flu thing?
I don't have it. It's good.
Yes.
I don't know if I had it or not, because I had really bad hay fever a couple of weeks back, but that could have, I could have had the flu on top of that, so I don't actually know.
That could have masked it. For me, it's coming in stages, where over the weekend I was just so congested and gluey is probably the most PG way of putting that.
Yeah.
And today my muscles feel as if somebody has just kicked me in my sleep. So
oh my gosh, yeah, I am so sore this week.
Yeah, I did nothing. I've spent my day sitting in a chair.
You see, Kev, my muscles also ache, but I have been kicked.
No, somebody did kick you to death. You do taekwondo. Somebody has been kicking you.
This is true.
I may work in Dublin 1, but I have not been kicked yet.
I mean, as long as it's consensual kicking.
There is no consensual kicking, Katie. It's
Speak
funny.
for yourself.
That's fair. I mean, look, on a five. But I'm sure the rest of people are like, okay, here you go.
I'm sure there's some Reddit threads. You could find a partner. It's a whole safe space.
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
No, thank you. So please remember, on a five.
So speaking of definitely on at 5 topics, I played a wonderful little video game over the weekend.
Is it about kitties?
It is about kitties.
It better be.
Is it Animal Crossing?
No, I said wonderful.
How dare you? Shots fired.
There's gonna be people at your house, Kev. Watch out.
Yeah, no, I don't want to play a game where I've got to rent. I do that enough here. No, I played Stray. Way late to the party on this, but
yeah.
The internet's right. Stray rocks.
I mean, the internet loves cats. It's a game about cats in the post-apocalyptic cyberpunk world. I mean,
what's not to love?
What's not to love? Exactly.
That's so many things. Well, because first and foremost, it nails playing as a cat. The feel, the momentum, everything about it. It feels good to kind of climb and hop and jump. It does a great job. You could just hop up onto a shelf and just literally walk through, knocking them down.
Nice.
Apparently they had a rake of cats, not on staff, because that implies that they gave them money, but definitely in the office when they were developing the game. So I would believe it.
A rake of cats.
They had 4 or 5 of them. I just want to hang out. Because I mean, I don't know how familiar you guys are with cats, but currently I have 5. My cat decided to bring home 4 cats. So I have 5 cats now.
Yeah, no,
no, you don't have 5 cats. Your cat has 4 cats.
That's true. That's true. And it's funny, today she was like, I'm going to go and show dominance by eating the food that we have left out for the other cats. It's purely to be like, I am the boss. No one else.
I am the danger.
That's it. No, so I mean, cats are a very strange but incredible animal, and yeah, I support the cats.
Yeah,
in general.
But that's the thing. So like, it starts out there. It's very polished, but then it actually goes and tells a very compelling story about post-apocalyptic humanity. In like, this game has been in production for several years. And it tells a story of humanity in lockdown from a pandemic crisis. And it's like, guys, you can't do this to me.
It's not supposed to be real.
It's not supposed to be. And that's the thing. Like, it has these like kind of these stark reminders of like that humanity is gone and all of these things. But then every once in a while, it just zooms back out and is like, "You're just a cat."
I mean, this isn't a you problem. This is a kitty problem.
No, you're just a cat.
Yeah.
So, and just one of my favorite little things about it. It's 5 hours long.
Well, that look, to be fair,
and I love that. I want a game. I don't. 30 hours is even becoming too much of game time for me these
Who
days.
has time? Who has the time? Nobody.
So like I've gotten to really enjoy a game that I can just pick up and put down and finish in a day. And it's so well done.
Brilliant.
So for those of us not overly familiar with the premise, other than the fact that you're a cat in a cyberpunk dystopia, what do you actually do?
A lot of, honestly,
cat stuff.
A lot of cat stuff.
A lot of cat stuff.
It is literally, you are a cat solving mysteries. Like, that's
Ooh.
You have a little robot friend who like is helping you, who's actually the one like talking, pretty much narrating the whole thing. But you just kind of keep stumbling through scenarios and you find robots who are like, "Oh, you're a friend, you can help us. Go help us, friend cat." And you're like, "I'm a cat."
No. You're like, no.
There is a button. There is like, the controls are great because there's a whole lot of stuff you can do, but there is one button that is entirely fully dedicated to meowing.
Fantastic.
What's weird though is cats meow for humans. That's a weird thing.
They they imitate the cry of a baby.
Yeah, cats don't meow for their cats. It's very bizarre. Yeah. I don't know, like, again, I don't know how much you study cats, but I have the opportunity to study many. And cats they don't meow for like humans. They only meow for humans. They don't meow for each other. They're very silent. If you think about it, if you meow, your prey's going to run away and the cat's going to, like, whatever they're hunting, they're like, what's that weird noise? And then just run away. But cats are usually silent. They purr more than anything else.
Yeah,
they do scream at each other though.
They do, but that's in a fight. They're not trying to not trying to endear. They're trying to intimidate or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but my test subject for cats is probably not great, considering the one my parents own is blind and deaf,
right.
and very possibly partially brain dead.
Oh, fair.
we love that black bean.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I have the opportunity to 2 kittens, a medium-sized kitten who's called Medium because that's its name, and then we have the mama cat. So there's Medium and 2 kittens. So, and then there's my cat. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. People are like, "What are you talking about all these cats?" I'm like, I don't know where these cats came from, but I own them. So I mean, I'm going to talk about it.
I got studies now, I guess.
I got studies now. I'm gonna make my own cat game with blackjack and the rest.
and such on a 5. But no, I thoroughly recommend Stray. And actually, I also come here with a pro hack.
Oh,
so Stray is currently on the PlayStation Store at about €30, which I would say is like worth it. It's a short game. 30 is worth it. I'm on a budget.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I was always waiting for it to go on sale. I thought about it. PlayStation have their PlayStation Plus subscription, where you get it's basically like a games Netflix scenario.
Yeah.
Where you sign up monthly, you get access to just whatever library of games PlayStation have decided they have.
There's different tiers of it,
Yeah. To be honest, it's not even a great library. It's got a lot of modern first party stuff. Probably I own most of that already. So, but in any case, Stray is one of the ones in the kind of the middle tier of this. So that middle tier is €14 for a month.
Ooh.
So, as I said, this is a 5-hour game, 7 if you really stretched it out. So, like, let's just say I've got a notification in the middle of November to cancel a subscription.
Fair. I mean, the thing about it is, it's like there's loads of games like that, but there's also loads of services which you can, not take advantage of. But I mean, I suppose you can take advantage of it as well to improve it. Like, that's the whole thing about it's like about PC gaming has worked for a long time, where like PC games, the initial investment is rather expensive. But then after that,
then you get games for like a $5 a month after they come out
for like 50 cents.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm having a look here. I'm on,
and then you get games with 50 cents,
which is actually
like Blood on the Sand.
Blood on the Sand is a phenomenal game. I will go to buy. I'm not a fan of rap music or 50 Cent or anything like that, but that is a phenomenal game. Genuinely, if you haven't played Blood on the Sand, absolutely do. But here's a funny thing, right? So there is that investment in PC material for a while. And it's like, what, $1,500? But recently,
yes, Darius, as we seamlessly segue, please tell us about an investment into PC gaming recently.
Yes. So if you're like obviously playing PC gaming, there is that kind of gap to entry where you're gonna pay.
Especially, have you seen the prices of like the 4090 chips?
Yeah. Well,
holy mother of God.
Well, there's a chip shortage at the moment, which is why you can't get a Raspberry Pi for under like $200. But also there was GPUs were very hard to get for a while. But anyway, that's all kind of been resolved in and of itself. But I got a notification about a month ago that the Steam Deck was available, and I totally forgot I ordered a Steam Deck because you pre-ordered during one of the sales. I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. And then they're like, oh, it's ready. I'm like, all right, I'll buy one. I'll buy it. Why not? And initially so I got the base model, so I didn't go crazy because I wasn't sure I'd like it or whatever. But I got the base model. It was about €400, something like that. Which is still not cheap. It's not cheap, right? But that's like the lowest bar to entry you can have. Now, what's interesting about that is there's loads of games you can get, and they actually are building more and more on that. So I don't know. What I'd say is if you have a Switch, don't get one. Genuinely, there's no point. If you're a console gamer, get a Switch. Like, genuinely. But if you are a computer person, as in like if you play games on PC, it's single-handedly the best bit of technology I own.
I don't know. I'd even push back on the just buy a Switch recommendation, because like Nintendo obviously have carved out their exclusivity. Like, you buy a Switch because you want to play Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, Fire and Three Houses. Like, they have very specific niches. But if you want anything even just like remotely more technically impressive, like, sure, like we've heard several accounts of Keane trying to play Kingdom Hearts on this thing on the Switch.
No, fair, but the thing about it is, the only reason why I'd say Kev on that is 400 plus is a lot of money to spend.
It is. It is.
And the reason why I'd say, like, look, I would recommend getting a Steam Deck anyway, right? But $400 is a lot of money. If it was €200, like what a Switch be like, yeah, get one, right, to mess around with. The problem with the Steam, and it's not a problem, but it kind of is. There is this barrier to entry because it's a Linux-based computer, right? The Steam Deck is Steam OS is built on Linux, right? So I mean, for me, I'm like, all right, cool. I can do everything with this. This is fine. Bryn is the same. Bryn has been playing on Linux for years, so he was like over the moon that people are finally starting to get game on Linux. The problem with that is there is that a lot of games don't run. Like on for example, out of the box, right? I'm not going to talk about anything else right now. I'm just going to go out of the box. I have 1,052 games on Steam, right? I think 1,271 games.
No, that sounds like a fair, reasonable number. Humble Bundles really fill that up fast.
And I used to review games professionally.
Yes, yeah, good point.
So out of the box, now this is out of the box without me touching anything, 150 games run.
Oh wow.
Right. So And I mean, the games that run are great, fine, perfect, right? Now they're full compatibility games. So for anyone who doesn't know, on the Steam Deck, there's some games that don't run, some games that partially run, and some games that don't run perfectly. Now, to be fair, that is, with a grain of salt, mileage may vary, and all the games kind of run that you want to run after meddling about in some ways with controls or like that. But if you're someone that just expects on running game, you're going to have a bad time. Unless you're playing very specific games. And here's the thing, on your point, Kev. Kingdom Hearts doesn't run on the Steam Deck natively.
Kingdom Hearts, because Kingdom Hearts isn't on Steam.
No.
But like
it can be.
But like I'm kind of using it more as an example of kind of like technical feasibility. So I think actually Resident Evil might be a more kind of apt comparison.
Yeah, I mean,
because they're releasing a cloud versions on the Switch now of 2, 3, and 8.
Yeah. Well, look, the thing about it is, I would say, it's not a good. There is too much of a barrier to entry, I think, and that's the problem with it. Where it's like you haven't ironed it all out yet. Now, probably eventually they will. Everything you'll be able to run. Like I'm a big fan of Alice in Wonderland in general. I really like Alice Madness Returns.
Madness Returns, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Madness Returns, I have it on Origin, right? The Origin one didn't run at all because Origin has a lot of problems where you have to go in and fix it, and you can't really fix a Windows problem inside a Linux machine easily. No, you can do it. It's just very hard. And then I just bought it on Steam, and it worked. You can also, there's a bunch of emulators and all that kind of stuff which you can get just from going into desktop mode on the Steam Deck, and run it on the PS3. Like there's loads of things you can do on that. The emulation is incredible. The PS2 emulator is amazing. The PS3 emulator is great. However, that's not out of the box either. So I would say it's an incredible bit of technology, and it really is. Like the stuff you can do on it blows you away. Like I have Vampire the Masquerade running perfectly on it, and I can play fully. So
like the vibe I'm getting is that it's PC gaming kind of masquerading as console gaming, and it's a first pass at it.
It's more than a first pass. The first pass was like the GPD win, and the handheld Windows machines and stuff. Thank God they didn't put Windows on this. That's the thing, because what killed this before is putting full Windows on a machine.
Imagine like that's just bloatware upon bloatware, just laying this whole thing
and
down.
It's 4 times the price as well. Right, so you're gonna pay 1,500 euro for bloatware basically. This is streamlined. Eventually they'll get to a point where anyone will be able to pick it up and play it. But I mean, PC gaming isn't like that either. If you are a PC gamer,
that's part of that territory is modulation.
Yeah, and messing around with it and trying to get it working and all kind of stuff. So I mean, like what I'd say is, if you're a PC gamer and you want handheld, if you want something more powerful than the Switch, get this, right? If you're not a PC gamer, if you're just a console gamer, like literally you have no idea how computers work or terrified by a command line, you can get one, but you will be limited by what you do, and results may vary. You might have a great time, or you might return it to CEX, which is happening now. I've heard like a bunch of them are in CEX as well. I'm like, okay, that makes sense.
Well, I mean, that's the listen then on the other files thing, go hunting in CEXs for Steam decks. Like.
Absolutely, but I mean that shows you like there is this kind of barrier to entry, and I mean it is the most incredible handheld, actually the most incredible console I've ever played, because it has everything. You can do everything on it, but at the same time, you can do everything on a computer. You can do everything, it takes the guardrails completely off. And one of my big problems with the Switch in general is the guardrails are on it. But it's also the appeal of the Switch, where you're playing the Switch and it's like, it works.
Yeah, like that's it's a perspective thing. Like I'm looking at the price here, and like the top range Steam Deck is 680 quid.
Yeah,
that's 512 gig with like an inbuilt SSD.
Yeah,
but like in terms of a perspective, getting that sort of clarity and stability with a PC, you're looking at a grand minimum.
Well, look, I put a 1 terabyte SD card into my Steam Deck, and that's it. That's all I'll ever need, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, and that cost me about €100. Now, for a PC, the thing about a PC is you can do a lot with a PC. Like my PC is a HP Omen. It cost about $1,500, but I mean, it does everything, and that's an investment for years.
Like it's definitely more than a gaming PC. Like that.
Yeah, I mean, it runs this show. It does all the weird stuff, but the thing of it is, it's like, for some reason, I can justify that more than spending €600 on a handheld.
Yeah.
A handheld, and look again, it out of box before I started messing with it, I was like, I'm returning this. Like genuinely, I'm like, I return this as a waste of money. And then I'm like, oh wait a minute, this boots into desktop mode. You can add this, you can add this, you can add this, and I don't think it offers a satisfying experience for somebody who doesn't like to mess with computers, who doesn't like to put it's funny because whenever you talk to IT people in general, they'd be like, I know many IT people who hate computers, the console gaming specifically because they put the thing in and it works. And that's perfectly valid. And I mean, that's why I like the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 4, because I mean, it just works.
Yeah, no, that's that. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly how I feel.
And that's a very, very common thing, and one of the big drawbacks of PC gaming, unfortunately, is in the Steam Deck, but multiplied because it's a Linux operating system. Now on the flip side of that, it's a whole brave new wild, wild west, So I would say, again, and to boil this down, not to go on to too fine a point of it, it's an incredible machine. It's a masterwork of technology, right? The way it just runs so well, it doesn't overheat. Get a case if you are get a shell for it. That's my advice. You can do whatever you want on it. It's brilliant. It's huge though. I mean, it's really heavy. That's the problem. It's like nearly 4 times the Switch.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, you don't that'll get to the wrists eventually.
Yeah, I just have one question for you though, Dara.
Go on. Yeah.
Will it run The Sims?
Answer the lady.
It will. It does. It runs Sims 3 really well. I can't get Sims Medieval running on it, but
I think it's fair to say that we as a podcast crew are pretty cleanly clarified into the different subsections of the gamer hierarchy, where I am but a lowly console peasant.
I'm definitely a filthy casual.
Dara's in the upper echelons of the PC master race. But no, Katie, you rise and shine above us all. Because you long play The Sims. And that is sincerely a world I know many people engulfed in, and it is something I sincerely cannot comprehend.
But you know what is really unfortunate, right? So I really like Sims Medieval, right? I really like that game.
It's so good though.
However, it doesn't run on Windows 11.
This is true, actually. Yeah, they took away support for it.
Yeah. So, and on the Steam Deck, for some reason, it runs, but then it won't allow me to activate it. So I cannot play Sims Medieval at the moment. Well, I can. I have to, dust out a Windows 10 machine. But I really like Sims Medieval. I think it's one of the best Sims games, legitimately. But I mean, look, it does run The Sims. It runs Origin, it runs Uplay, it runs all or what's it called? I don't know, whatever the Ubisoft proprietary thing that only has Assassin's Creed on is there. But look, as I said, it's one of the best bit of kits that you can get. It's a phenomenal thing. But if you have $400 and you just want something to work out of box, I would say either wait, kind of install Linux somewhere and see what it's like, or even install Steam OS somewhere, see what games it supports, even look up the games that it runs. And if you have a lot of those games and you want to play them, absolutely pick one up. But what I just want to make sure that people are aware of is there are, terms and conditions here. And the best thing you can do is research that the game you want to play, you can play it on the Steam Deck. To get Vampire the Masquerade running, right, you have to create a virtual machine to run the .exe file. Then create another virtual machine to run that installation that you just installed, and then pray, and then it works. And it doesn't work out of the box because you have to do it with your GOG. So there you go.
Deus Mystica or Linux.
So this is what I'm saying. You can do it. It just takes a while.
You need to know what you're doing as well.
You do need to know what you're doing. Yeah. Now, to be fair, when you know what you're doing, it's pretty cool because you can customize the boot screen. Like mine opens up like a Pip-Boy when it boots up and stuff like that. So it's amazing. But be very, very careful, and because $400, folks, is a lot of money. So that's my Steam Deck cover. But it's incredible. I love it. And if it ever breaks, I will be buying the top one because it's amazing. It's just really big. It takes up half your bag. So it's not very discreet. Like it's the Switch still is the best handheld for day to day. And in general, I will still go for the Switch. I was going to use a word that we're not allowed to use anymore because Switch banned people when you use the word. I'll tell you what it is off. It begins with an S, so we can't say it. But yeah, there we go. Right. New topics.
Have you guys, by the way, you guys know about The Sims 2, right?
Yes.
I'm familiar with its work.
I'm familiar with its work.
You all about the DS version of The Sims 2 and how it is nothing like The Sims 2?
The PSP version of Sims 2 is wild. And there's a great video, which I'm going to link in the description of this show, that goes through all the weird ports of The Sims.
The Xbox version of The Sims 2 was amazing.
I don't know the PSP one because the DS version is just not The Sims 2. It is a kind of pseudo RPG where you arrive at a town full of mafiosos.
Yeah, that's the PSP. That's the PSP.
It's the PSP one as well. It must just be the portable version of it then. Yeah, you're at a town full of mafiosos. There's aliens, and you have to micromanage a hotel.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's bug nuts.
To be fair, though, I would rather that than just having The Sims on the go. Because I mean, they're better.
I think it's all a matter of taste and perspective.
Like, for example, I love the Sims Medieval because it's just madness.
And it has goals. It gives you things to do.
The only thing about it is that last time I played it, and it happened over and over again. I know the definition of a madness is doing the same thing over again, especially the result.
The definition of madness is quoting Far Cry 3.
Oh, Far Cry 3 is a bad game, but Blood Dragon isn't.
How dare you?
No, Blood Dragon's amazing. Come on.
No, but Far Cry 3 is amazing.
No, I was very bored by it. But I love Blood Dragon.
No.
Okay, fair. We agree. But okay, the reason why I was saying it is because every time I was playing Sims Medieval, I was like, I try to go kill the dragon, and just never went well. And I'm sad I could never kill the dragon.
Just stop trying to kill the dragon.
No, it's a vendetta now. The blood lineage. And he die, and it's like, what? And then someone fell down a well, and yeah, disappointing.
See, I never got overly far in The Sims Medieval because I'm one of those people who just once the game started up and I had made my characters, then I had to go in and change the entire decoration of the castle and all the buildings and everything. It was fantastic, but I would just get kind of stuck it down that wormhole then.
You just gave me an idea. So I can actually, I have a Windows 10 virtual machine on this computer. I can actually just run stems on this.
Yeah,
there we go. So yeah, it's time for Sims Medieval. Time to kill that dragon once again.
Stop trying to kill the dragon. It's not gonna happen.
Stop trying to kill the dragon. Stop trying to make it happen.
Yeah, stop trying to make fetch happen.
By the way, happy October 3rd, is it? October 3rd? That was during the week?
It was, yes. It was Mean Girls and Full Metal Alchemist Day.
It was indeed.
That's, which gender are you at that point,
Yeah, are you Mean Girls or are you Full Metal Alchemist?
Well, why not both?
Why not both?
Metal Alchemist.
I just saw this really apt post 2 seconds ago. Hang on, I'll find it again. It was apt. Where are you? Here it is. It says, "Don't forget October 3rd. He asked me what day it was." And it's a picture of Alphonse Elric in a pink skirt and high heels.
Looking fabulous.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Now that's fetch.
That is so fetch.
That's so fetch.
Oh, Mean Girls is a great movie, to be fair. It really is. I saw there was something about Rachel Adams on it's Rachel Adams, that's her name, isn't it?
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams, that's the one. On some kind of social media. And I was comparing her from Mean Girls to like this year. She had a very good year this year, with Doctor Strange and all that kind of stuff, for just being immediately like kind of semi-obscurity to just being like one of the biggest movies of the year.
Back in action.
Yeah, I like the top tier as well, which is like fair play to her.
By the way, just absolute like recommendation. If y'all like Mean Girls, I'm assuming both of you have watched Heathers.
Oh
Yes.
man,
Heathers is
wild.
It's the
It's
proto
a
Mean
wild
Girls,
ride.
except it's weird and dark. And Winona Ryder's an absolute queen. Heathers, if you like Mean Girls, Heathers is incredible.
There's
Also the musical. The what?
There's a musical. Yeah,
No, that's what I was about to get to. The musical. The musical. The Heathers musical was the first live show I saw after like the lockdowns, and it was what a way to come back to live events. The bang! It was awesome.
It's
like,
an incredible musical. I like the movie itself is wild because it's. I mean, you can't really prepare people. Like I wanted to go see. I actually bought it on Google, whatever the Google store is, and then it turns out it's on YouTube for free. So I wasted like €2, so I was very unhappy.
Oh
with
no!
oh no!
that. Hey, that €2 could have bought loads of things.
That could have been a cheeseburger. You're right.
You're right.
It's also very just funny story is that because that's Winona Ryder's like first movie or first like proper movie.
I didn't know that.
It's like a first like proper Hollywood movie, and it's that she fully like she was at a point where her choices were like she'd been accepted to college and was about to go to college, and then got offered the role for Heathers for this weird culty like not horror but like that sort of culty horror vein. And she was like, I'm gonna go be in this weird movie. And
it's such a weird movie.
It's a very weird movie. I mean, like it has Christian Slater in it as well.
And the weirdest part to me is the fact that the popular girls dress like they're realtors in their 40s.
But that is the aesthetic of the 80s.
And they play croquet.
Also the aesthetic of rich 80s.
Yeah, you're right.
This is the proper SWAT or wasps. There we go. Wasps in the 80s. This was like
you say that and my mind just kind of threw that right the way back.
Yeah, I mean that it is like the most 80s movie ever. But I was totally shocked by it. I remember my boss was like saying to me, "Here, go watch Heathers," and I was like, "What the flip?" Very good movie though. I mean, I really, really like. If you haven't seen it, guys, do. And also, it's very, very memeable. Some streamers I watch always clip the specific. I'm not to ruin it, but always clip like specific parts from it, and it's the funeral bit.
Oh God, yeah.
And it's just really funny. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those movies where you have seen it before, clipped, or you have seen bits from it, but you don't know what it's from.
Oh, the moment you see them color coded playing croquet, you're like, I've seen this somewhere.
Yeah.
If you've seen the musical episodes of Riverdale, you've seen most of Heathers.
Fair. It is extremely violent.
Oh God, yeah. God, yeah.
And there's like everybody go watch Heathers, but just be warned, there is no way to mentally prepare yourself for what's about to happen.
Yeah, it just takes that turn. So it's such a gradual turn that you're like, I was not expecting.
That's what I say. Like that's what I recommend it to. It's like it's Mean Girls' darker, weirder cousin.
Yeah, I mean, I was expecting Mean Girls, and to be fair, a lot of it kind of is, and then it's not.
You'd watch it and think, oh wow, I can't believe they adapted Mean Girls and made it dark, and then you think, no wait, this was 20 years before that.
Yeah, I mean,
suddenly Roadhouse.
I would say it's nearly better than Mean Girls, but not as timeless. I mean, Mean Girls is more universal.
No, Heathers is much more culty. Like Heathers is not for everyone.
Well, I mean, it depends. If you're a really big fan of Donnie Darko, a really cool like double feature would be Donnie Darko. That's probably another movie. Donnie Darko.
I think Heathers is kind of more if like Mean Girls and Jawbreaker had a baby.
Yes, that's actually not bad. That's not a bad comparison.
Yeah, because like Jawbreaker was also incredibly weird.
I remember when Jawbreaker came. I think maybe Jawbreaker was too ahead of its time. I think it came out at a very, very, because I remember my sister was like really liked the movie and we used to rent it a lot. And I think it came out at a time when American Pie was the teen movie. So I think if American Pie hadn't taken over what a teen movie is, it probably would have done better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It is a very good movie. It's just like it's another one of those you don't really know what to expect. You go into it thinking teen comedy and romping good fun, and then you're just like, whoa.
You're like murder.
I wouldn't say murder, like manslaughter.
Invoking the name Jawbreaker. It's as if you just peeled a layer off of my brain that I haven't thought about in about 20 years.
See, but
I am looking at this like DVD cover and having complete flashbacks of being in my sister's
store.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Back in in a house I have not lived in since 2 houses ago.
No, see, that's it. Like, absolutely. That's my point. If it had been a movie, if it wasn't for American Pie, I genuinely think we could have had a resurgence of that kind of comedy well before Mean Girls. And Mean Girls kind of picked it up. So
yeah, no, I think we need more of those kind of like teen, but then kind of off kilter, like Jennifer's Body, absolute classic.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Like that is that sort of vein where it's like it's the guise of a teen kind of drama comedy and then just completely undercuts it with the
horror.
Wildest nonsense.
Yeah, if you haven't seen Jennifer's Body, check it out. I think it's still on Disney.
Should still be on Disney. Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
It is.
Oh,
it's one of these.
excellent.
It's like two best friend teenage girls, dealing with high school drama, and then it just goes completely off the rails and turns into like a horror film.
I'm pulling a blank. Was that Amanda Seyfried as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Megan Fox.
Obviously Megan Fox. Yeah. But yeah, like so. Yeah. No, we have even just like that kind of like thread of Mean Girls where it's Amanda Seyfried again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Very good movie.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
I need to check it out. I mean, I remember that movie coming out, but I don't remember watching it because I don't think I did.
I don't think it was even like advertised. Like I think the whole it's one of these kind of old. I don't think Mandela Effect's the right way, but I don't think it was advertised as like a weird culty horror movie. I think it was advertised as a teen comedy, as like a teen romance movie.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And it buried the lead on the whole succubus lesbian angle. Like,
yeah, I think it's like they kind of marketed it more towards teen girls, and then so the teen girls that did go to see it, obviously it's not their kind of movie, so I don't think it did as well as it should have.
Here's a very, very good movie actually that I will recommend, and we should probably, like, Halloween is coming up soon.
It's October, time to get spoopy.
It is time to get spoopy, but there's a great movie in that vein which I'd recommend everyone watch. Actually, and we might watch it for the show. It's called Chastity Bites, and it's a spoopy horror movie, but not a spoopy horror movie. It has Mindy from Drake and Josh in it. Remember Mindy, Josh's girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
So she's in it, and it's basically a modern retelling of the Elizabeth Bathory story.
Oh, right.
And it's all about a teen virginity club, or chastity club, and yeah, it's very good. It's actually hilarious. But I saw it at Horathon 7-8 years ago. So I'd recommend, if you guys haven't seen that. Now I don't know where you're going to find it. You might have to search the high seas, even though we don't condone that here. Yeah, it is a great show. It is a great movie, and I think you'd love it, Katie, actually.
Actually, speaking of Bathory, there's another really great movie based on that as well. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's called Stay Alive.
Stay Alive. Yes.
With Frankie Muniz.
Yes.
Oh, it's really good. Have you seen it, Kev?
I haven't. I don't think.
It's about this group of kind
Game
of.
over.
Oh, the video game. Yes, the video game. Yes.
Yes.
If you die in the game, you die in real life.
Gamers.
Such a good underrated movie.
Yeah. Frankie Muniz, I never wanted someone to die more.
Ah,
Ever.
come on.
No, I hate Frankie Muniz anyway, but seeing him die he's such a little so-and-so in that movie, I was like, ugh.
Leave Frankie Muniz alone. He's got memory issues.
I know, but not now. He did back then. Back then,
he did even back then. Yeah, apparently
did
he doesn't remember like any of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, well, that's
whack.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah,
but the movie's good.
It is very good.
Here's the thing. So I really wanted to play that game, and I was sad that we still haven't got there yet, where the graphics still aren't there. And you're like, come on, we're nearly there. What's going on? We have VR. Like, okay, so watch it. So, okay, for anyone who doesn't know, there's this game basically, and it has the spirit of Countess Battery, who was a real person who, and basically, if you die in the game,
on a five.
yeah, you die in real life. So I'm not going to go through it, but yeah, and they play this game, and it's kind of like
it's like a first person
horror
game. with vampires and torture chambers and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I really missed that era of movies where it was just kind of lame, but also really good at the same time.
Yeah. It was like they had a good idea. They didn't execute it the best way, but like the love was there.
Yeah, I would rather go see that than most of the horror movies that's out, recently.
Yeah, well, I mean, Smile looks dreadful.
Yeah, I saw Smile last week.
Yeah,
actually. It's not dreadful. It
really
genuinely is not dreadful. Smile is
it looks poor.
No, it's not that. It's the advertising. This is a Nightbreed situation. So anyone doesn't know Nightbreed, one of the best movies in Clive Barker's repertoire, but advertised horrendously. They advertised it as a slasher. Nightbreed was anything but a slasher, right? They've done the same thing here with Smile. Smile is actually a character piece. Right, and it's a vehicle for the main actress whose name I can't remember, and I'm not going to Google. But it's not necessarily a horror movie per se. It's more like a cool character piece, and it has these some scenes are fantastic. It's shot in a really weird way, and it actually has a lot of love. Katie, like you said, the love is there. It's just unfortunate that the trailer makes it look like garbage, but it's not. I will say the trailer, if you've seen the trailer, most of the movie is ruined. Now, I saw it in a theater full of people, and a bunch of kids had to be kicked out because they kept screaming every time.
Yeah, that tracks. Welcome back to cinemas. Yeah.
Yeah, in general, it's just like, oh my God, why? Movies should not be 16. Movies should be 20 and older.
As someone who went to see Silent Hill when she was 13,
fair.
I can get on board with that.
Well, okay. But here's the thing: were you taking pictures of yourself?
Oh no, this was pre camera phones.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pretty sure.
Look, as somebody who commits the sin of checking their phone in the cinema, I do, but I sit up the back. I sit up the back on my own where no one can see it.
Please tell me you at least turn the brightness down.
Of course, but I'm sitting at the back by myself where there's nobody else there, and usually it's just me in the cinema. But I'd never do it in a full cinema. I never do it if I'm sitting in the middle.
Oh, if you're at a premiere or something.
Obviously,
no, Ixnay.
No, but these but the young'uns, the little zoomies are mad into just taking pictures of themselves in the middle of the movie. I just don't understand it. It makes no sense, guys. If you know, please. If you are one of those people, please let us know so we can admonish you.
It doesn't even make sense because the lights are off.
It makes no sense.
They're bad. They're gonna be bad pictures.
I just don't understand it. It's
you're right. That's the thing is though. It's definitely not like a Blanchardstown thing. I'm on the other side of the county, and they're doing it down here as well.
This wasn't. I was in Dublin. I was in the city. I don't go to cinema in Blanchardstown. I go to cinema because I have a Cineworld card, so I go to that cinema.
Oh yeah,
and I just don't understand it. I mean, I've heard it's countrywide. It's not a cinema issue. It's not a local issue. It's a Zoomer issue. The kids these days be cray. Makes no sense.
Yeah. Public service announcement. Not everything in your life needs to be photographed, kids. Just enjoy yourselves and live in the moment.
No, listen, I could understand before the movie. I could understand taking a picture of the screen if you're excited about the movie you're going to see. I can understand taking a picture before the lights go down. I can understand taking a picture of your food. All that kind of. I can't understand taking a picture of yourself in a dark room. That makes no sense. It's just crazy.
It's not good. You're not going to look good. It's going to be a bad picture, and you're annoying everyone around you.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, it's probably for Snapchat or something, but I'm like, that makes no sense.
But why go see a movie if you're just going to be sitting on Snapchat? Like you can sit on Snapchat at home for free.
Yeah, I don't know where the kids are getting the money. I mean,
no.
There we go.
Well, before we wrap up,
so this has been 3 30-year-olds
yelling at children. Welcome to the Nerd to Know brand.
These dang kids.
Well, before we wrap up, I do want to touch on a movie that you can watch from the comfort of your home.
Snapchat away, kids.
So you can Snapchat to your heart's content. And literally just before recording, I watched Hocus Pocus 2.
Oh, okay. So I haven't seen this movie. I want to.
No, I won't. So I won't get too much into it.
Okay,
I'm saving it for Halloween.
Oh, fair.
I will say it's good.
Okay.
I think that's my bottom line of it. I don't like. It's not. I wouldn't say as good as the first one, because the first one is wild.
Well, no. To be fair, now because every Halloween we pick not a horror movie, but we pick a movie and we have people over for like snacks and drinks and we watch. Last year we watched Hocus Pocus, and I have to say a lot of that goodness of even the original Hocus Pocus is purely based on the nostalgia factor, because there's a lot of very cringe happening in that movie.
Oh, it's
but I remember being
the core crux of that movie is that there is a 14-year-old boy is shamed for being a virgin. That's like
everybody.
It's a wild movie.
Like everyone he meets.
Yeah.
Even the cat shames him. It's like, what are you doing?
So like it's still very enjoyable. It still kind of plays on that, but it's not nearly as absolutely buck 90s wild. But anytime Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathleen Najimy are on screen, eating scenery, they are still a joy, and it shines through that you could tell all three of them are delighted that this is happening.
So and also let's acknowledge Doug Jones.
And Doug Jones. God, that man, I could watch him do kind of anything. Very, very good, like very fun, like just practical, like zombie acting. Cracks me up every time.
He's a treasure, and we need to keep him for as long as we can.
Oh, he's being preserved in enough putty half the time. He will live twice as long as any of us.
So do we think Disney's a good idea? As in, like, the streaming service being a good idea of pumping these nostalgia movies out, which, to be fair, there's another one coming. I can't remember what it is, but there is another one.
Is it Willow?
No, that's been in production for a while. No, there's another Disney property like Hocus Pocus.
Oh, they're doing Never Ending Story.
It's not that, but these do make sense. It's something specific. But anyway,
is it Disenchanted?
No, the point is it's something that I can't remember. But
is it any of these other ones that were?
But the point remains that I think Disney doing this and not being afraid to go back and hit these. Campy's the wrong word, because I mean it's Hocus Pocus, but these like weird movies from the 90s that people read, cult weird little movies that people like. It's like getting a sequel to Heathers. That's kind of what it would be like.
Oh, The Craft. That's the one they're doing, isn't it?
The Craft they're doing as well. But I mean, these weird little movies that people really liked. Do you think it's a good move to go to that? Well, if it's from a good place, which it seems like this Hocus Pocus actually
that's the thing. I think that's crux of it. Like with Hocus Pocus, again, you could tell that a lot of the people involved wanted to do this, and
it wasn't like the war crime.
No,
why do you always seem to bring that up in the last 5 minutes of a show?
Because if I bring it up at the beginning, Kev, that's all we're talking about.
Sorry,
but if the love is there,
because I think Bette Midler has been campaigning for this, since the first one released.
You know what? I'm genuinely shocked that it took 30 years,
almost 30. Yeah,
I can't believe, because I mean that. I remember when that movie came out, and not well, because I was 4 or something. I don't remember. But I remember we had Nightmare Before Christmas taped, and we had Hocus Pocus taped, and they were around the same time, or at least packaged out at the same time.
I know this story. It's that they had both of them in the same year.
That makes sense.
And Disney didn't want to compete with itself.
That makes sense.
So this is why Hocus Pocus bombed originally. It's that they pushed Night Before Christmas for that Halloween Christmas bracket. They released Hocus Pocus in the dead middle of summer.
Oh my God. What they should have done is they should have really, because I think Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie. Now it can be both, but I would watch it at Christmas. And that's a bad business decision, but it makes sense. I mean, they were always kind of on around the same time. They were packaged together, and you know, my memory of them is they're the same thing almost, as far as like they came out around the same time, they were consumed or in and around the same time. But I mean, here's a question: how long have you got, Kev? 5 minutes, 10 minutes?
Hey, 3 minutes.
Okay, Kay and Kev, which one has lasted longer in test of time? Nightmare Before Christmas or Hocus Pocus 2? Kev.
I'd probably say Nightmare Before Christmas, just for like cultural context.
Just for media saturation and merchandising point of view, definitely Nightmare Before Christmas.
So you think they made the right call?
Well, no, I think it's more. I think it's less that they made the right call. It's more that that's it because of the call they made.
Right. Yeah.
We know what I'm
Well, and they made the smart move as well, because like, yes, Hocus Pocus is good, but it's a Halloween movie, whereas Nightmare Before Christmas, like you said, is Halloween and Christmas, so they get 2 seasons out of it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That makes sense. It's just unfortunate that at the same time you're like, you missed out on this really cool movie, but again, we didn't, because it's like people loved it. They freaked out.
Oh, that's like, thankfully, you know, obviously the VCR sales picked it back up.
Yeah.
They like, again, Bette Midler carrying the weight of this movie on her shoulders. The queer and the drag community absolutely just took it and owned it like their child.
Oh yeah, it's huge in the LGBTQ community. Huge.
A couple of drag queens make cameos, and it's in the second one.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I'm excited for it, but like, I'm saving it for Halloween.
I'll say, I think a lot of people have like considering Disney's like track record, a lot of people are very trepidatious about it, and like I think a lot of people I know, myself included, were like, I'm going in expecting this to kind of bomb. It doesn't. It's like, it's enjoyable. It's not as good as the original, but the main trio deliver every step of the way.
Oh yeah, and like even Bette Midler had said that it was her favorite role she'd ever played.
Yeah.
And you could tell that it was, because you could just see her enjoying it so much.
Yeah. And actually, no, the one, as much as I do love Bette Midler, I will have to actually give the props to Sarah Jessica Parker. Every line out of that woman's mouth in this movie had me in stitches. That's her playing just the hardcore down low bimbo had me in tears. It's gold.
Awesome. No, I'm excited. Like, the only reason I haven't watched it yet is just because to me it feels wrong that they released it in September.
I think they were just kind of giving it the month, because again, a lot of people but like myself and Louise have like a list of movies that we watch across the month, and I think it's kind of wanted to wrap it up in that sort of thing.
Yeah, to be fair, I think it get like September, not really, like the 30th of September.
It was like the last Friday of the month.
Yeah, 30th of September. So I mean, that's basically Halloween.
Yeah.
So I said,
trying to get spoopy.
I mean, like, to be fair, because Christmas takes over so quickly, they kind of have to, you know, like, it's gonna be Christmas like November 1st. People will be trick-or-treating and it's Christmas, you know, so I mean, you kind of have to make it work.
Absolutely. Like, even in my job, we do the whole Halloween, like we do the week of Halloween, and it's all like you have to dress up like witches and skeletons and all this kind of stuff. And then November 1st, your first gig after Halloween, you're wearing Christmas gear.
Yeah, no, it's
as it should be, such as the divine rights had sanctioned.
It's so unfortunate, but I mean, look, it makes sense, and at least this way you get the spoopy early, which is never bad.
Yeah, okay, I'll take that. I'll take the early spoops.
Well, we are just about out of time here, so we still have. I think we've still got a couple of weeks left in October for Nerd to Know has still got plenty of time to be spoopy.
Yeah, and we will. Yeah, I mean, guys, if you have ideas that you want us to cover, we will do them. But we are going to try to be spoopy, and we're going to do some spoopy things. Actually,
as always, we here at Nerd to Know, we're known for sticking on theme.
We do. I mean, the thing about it is because Marvel is going down the toilet very quickly, we can't go into those buckets anymore. So we need to actually, like, use other things, as in the spoops.
Well, that has been wonderful. Have we got plugs? What are we shilling to the good people this day?
I have plugs this week.
Oh, Katie, hit us with your plugs.
Okay, so first of all, I suppose by the time this episode airs, there'll only be like a day left, but I am doing a big clearance sale on Acutely Morbid. And you can get 40% off everything with the code. No, it's not 40, it's 30. Because yes, so bad at this. 30% off with the code BIG30. And also, I have set up a Twitch account.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I have no idea how it works. I'm going to spend, the rest of the week probably figuring it out. But at some point, watch this space, I will start streaming balloons and stuff on Twitch.
That's awesome. That's very exciting.
If anyone wants to get the ball rolling on that, you can follow me at twitch.tv/mannequin blue.
You know what? I am both delighted and shocked that that was not taken.
Do you know what? It's not taken in more places than you would think.
Awesome. All right, Dara, what have you got for us this week?
So last week I told the story of Mere drinking cups, who were not sponsored by, but I did say I would follow up on. So I've been looking for a non-leaking thermos for a very long time. Also a cup that doesn't holds your drink, but also doesn't like make it cold and that kind of stuff. But unless you want it, like you're a warm drink. So Mir, MIIR, I discovered recently, and I emailed them and they're like, hey, to ship to Ireland is like $200. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I emailed and said, hey, and then they said, right, in England. So I bought a few things and coffee and all that kind of stuff from their UK supplier, and it's totally worth it. I mean, I think the place is called Coffee Workhouse or Warehouse or something. I can't remember the actual name. So this is a great plug, but the actual drink itself is amazing. If you Google workshop coffee, that's what it's called. And Mir is just this brilliant brand where you can I'm actually drinking coffee now at the moment from it. It keeps it incredibly warm for hours, but also when you buy the thermos, it doesn't leak. So you can have it in your bag, and like I got water and I just threw it everywhere. Like flip the thing up and down, and it didn't leak. And I'm like, whoa. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if you drink Americanos, they leak horrendously. They're really badly all over your bag. So I have to give it to Mir. They're like the best all-rounder cup for not only just drinking, because I drink out of metal cups 9 times out of 10, just for having your basic coffee at home, but then also when you're taking it out and about, you can have it, and they're all different sizes and colors and stuff. But fair play, lads. Good job. Again, we're not sponsored by them. I have no problem being sponsored by them, just saying. But we're not. And yeah, if you're like me and looking for a leakless life, Mir Coffee Company. There you go.
Always good when your life is leak free.
Looking for a leak-free life? Try adult diapers.
I think that's for something else, Kev.
As always, you can follow us on all the social medias at Nerd to Know Media, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. It's Instagram. Yeah, we have
everywhere.
We have an Instagram. I ran that Instagram account for a day. I should know that.
Well, here's the thing. Because of the new website, we're very easy to find. It's no longer billions of different obscure URLs. It's
like fragmentary pieces of a puzzle, all having to be brought together to find the greater whole that is key insanity.
Like Exodia.
That's why Kian hasn't been on this week. We've separated him into 5 distinct Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
But the thing about it is, guys, like, I mean, if you haven't been over to our website yet, all the shows are there for free. We have something like 400 shows now. It's crazy. Ways to contact us, ways to get to our social media,
ways to give us money,
ways to give us money.
Follow us on tweeters.
You can follow us on Twitter, follow us on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, all that good stuff. And of course, then we have the live stream there as well, which we're going to start doing once a month. Me and Katie were talking about this. We're going to do a live stream once a month for everybody because, yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening, and we will see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Call the 541.
So you're listening to the podcast, you're like, hey, I'm not in Ireland, how do I get in touch? Well, TuneIn has you covered. That's how you can check us out live when we're on the radio. You go to TuneIn and download the app, or you can check out the live streams on nerdtoknowmedia.com or Phoenix 92.5 FM. If you want to get in contact with us, it's very easy. Nerd to Know Media everywhere. Nerd to Know Media on Twitter, Nerd to Know Media Instagram, Nerd to Know Media on Twitch, Nerd to Know Media at gmail.com if you want to reach out via email. Hope to hear from you soon. Check out the Wrestling Rewind here on Phoenix 92.5 FM every Tuesday at 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. And of course over on nerdtoknowmedia.com, the only wrestling podcast by wrestling fans who don't hate wrestling. We'll see you then.
Hey Dara, what are you doing over there in Ireland? Like with the freaking leprechauns and everything. That's not cool. You should be over here with the cosplayers. At least then you could, like, I don't know, pretend like you got, I don't know, some kind of thing going on. Yeah, with you give me a Brooklyn way. Yeah, with ya. Dara. Yeah, Dara. Why ain't you over here with Joey? Anyway, we missed you, dude.
Face down, face up, trap talk, spell talk, spend time
saying,
I love it. All I do is just believe in the heart of the cards, and then I...
Thank you for listening to a Nerd to Know Media production.